Alrighty, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back here with the start of the newest week for LVC Esports, and today we will have LVC Valorant taking on Ohio State University. I hope I don't get sued for not putting the in front of it, but I really cannot be bothered to say that 800 times. So we have LVC taking on Ohio State, and it's going to be an interesting one. Ohio State has been doing very well so far in this division. I believe they sit right under Fisher at second place with a 5-1 record. LVC, it's a bit more the middle of the pack here. They are currently in sixth place at 3-4. Ohio State, their only loss coming against Fisher, and I mean, who else would it really have come to be quite honest? If you're a one-loss team in this division, you lost to Fisher. That's as simple as that. It's pretty much basic logic if you follow collegiate whatsoever. But anyways, we should be in for a good series though. We have Pearl, Fracture, Ascent. Pearl, a very good map for LVC, probably their best map that they've had so far this year, and especially this semester. They've been even teams like Fisher, they're taking them well onto it. So we'll see how they manage to do things this time around and if it goes in their favor. But for now, we will have to just wait on up for the lobby to start. I believe two of the players of Ohio State are in the range, and yeah, it looks like that is the case for the moment. So we'll have just a little bit until we are ready to start things here, but I would imagine we're getting into it pretty soon. Just making sure the shots are warmed up, and that's obviously something you want to see from everyone in the lobby. You want to make sure your shot is warm and your aim is crispy. LVC going to be starting on the attack side this time around. It looks like Ohio State has said to just give them a couple seconds, so we will have a little bit until we're ready to start things off here in map number 1. But LVC has been struggling to find consistent wins, at least when it comes to this division. And this semester in general has been a bit of a rough one for them. They've had a lot of ups and downs between CVAL, Appalachian Conference, and here in NECC. Getting moved up to champions has been a bit of a tough road for them, but they've managed to make it work, at least to an extent. Just as long as they're not in the bottom 2 spots at 9th or 10th for NECC, they will make the playoffs. Whether they win them or not, obviously, is something completely different. And the answer is, I'm sorry, but if Fisher doesn't win, it's an absolute, it's already a blunder if Fisher doesn't win. But likely, we'll see LVC in playoffs. They still could miss out if they lose their next 3. So if they lose this one, next week, I believe they play Niner Black Flame, which is University of North Carolina, Charlotte. And I think that's it, if I remember correctly. They have, I think, like 3 more matches, 2 or 3 more matches left, and then after those, we will obviously know. But I believe LVC still has a chance to miss out on playoffs, so job is not quite finished, and they still have the Appalachian Conference playoffs to look forward to as well. As looking over at the rest of the season, at least for NECC, we are in week 8, or at least for NECC, we are in week 8, and there are 2 more matches left. So LVC has this one against Ohio State, and then next week on Monday, they will take on University of North Carolina at Charlotte, and that will determine their playoff spot. So actually, I think if my math is correct, I tried to put the division standings together, at least to the most updated extent that I could get them to. But I believe there's some things that are incorrect. But now NECC has updated their stuff, so I don't really have to worry about that. Oh, the LVC versus Purdue series is not in there, so there's that. And Niner Black Flame UKY. So UNC doesn't have a few of their series in, but in general, it's pretty close to accurate. Purdue sitting at 1-5. I think they beat LVC, so that puts LVC at 3-4. Yeah, so LVC still could miss out on playoffs, but it's very unlikely. Purdue would need to win out, and LVC would need to lose out, and even then, Tennessee Tech would also have to win out, and I believe 2 of those play each other. That's a different story for about a week or two from now. So we should be getting on into the map. We have Pearl, map number 1. We have Fracture as map number 2, and Ascent as map number 3. I thought they hit start, and I'm blind, and they didn't. So we will have to wait for just a little bit longer as we have Ohio State. I'm not sure what they're dealing with. They might be dealing with a tech issue. They might be dealing with a player issue, something of that nature, I'd imagine. But we will. Oh, they just said R. So they're going to start the lobby in just a second here. So we'll be ready to hop on into map number 1 on Pearl. This is a great map to start off with if you are LVC. Definitely the best chance to get a good start to this series. Maybe Ohio State, even knowing that LVC is good on this map, they might have still wanted to play them on it regardless to kind of give them that test and see what will come of it. As here we are into the series. I will update those colors. Just give me 1 second. I apologize. I did forget to fully edit that, but I will do that right now. As you can see, the picks coming in from both teams there. LVC going to have the full lineup selected as they will look to go for their fairly standard type of very standard type of pick there, as they have the Phoenix from John Cook. Juice going to be playing Astra. Crisper on Killjoy. I always forget Killjoy's name. Every single time, I always forget Killjoy. Zario on the Sky. So typically, we've actually seen a lot of fade from Crisper, but on this map specifically, they've started moving off of fade and having and just not playing an Inish or just only having the Inish be for Zario on that Sky. The utility just works that way, and I mean, I think it's worked just fine for them since Chamber really isn't a thing anymore. The dynamic obviously switched up a lot, and now we have what we're seeing here. On the side of Ohio State, we have Chuck on the Astra. We have a Cypher, KO, Jet, and Fade. So still a very standard setup. Most players preferring the Phoenix, at least when it comes to the duelist. I know John does much prefer playing Jet, but on this map specifically, there's a lot you can do, especially with the flashes of Phoenix around the corner, across the tight corners, and right into open space. So that's the biggest thing. And also, if you can see there at the bottom of your screen on Pearl, on this site, there's that little shack on the A site. You can jump over top of that, throw your flash, and it'll hit all of the site. So that's also a very powerful tool you can use there. And John certainly going to look to take advantage of that. I will turn the audio up as well. It's a bit quiet on my end, but not so sure about the other side of things. I don't know why. It seems a bit quiet today. I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I turned the game down earlier or what, but we'll start things off here with LVC on the attack. And it's looking like the A site will be their place of choice, and getting that mid space. The mid space always ever so important on this map. Zario already pushed up a bit far in A main. He's going to run into some trouble here in just a second. Get the spot onto at least 1 or 2. He's going to be working with Sardog, but in the end, it'll be Zario grabbing that ult orb. John tossing down the molly onto the A site. Could be a big play for Squirrel, but John going to get the kill into Chuck. So now this causes the side of Ohio State to back down, but they actually decide not to, and they get 2 kills for it. So now it's a 2v4 for Sardog and Crisper. A few players on the side of Ohio State weak, but it is the pistol round, so your guns don't do much damage in the first place. It comes all down to Sardog, and he's not going to get a chance. A phenomenal hold for Ohio State. That was a great play, from a great set of team play from the side of Ohio State, and they managed to hold on in round number 1. Thought LVC had at least a good start to that attack, but weren't able to fully capitalize on it. And we will head into round number 2. Sardog going to be all the way on the opposite side of this site. And look at that from Anas. Does he spot the head of Sardog? I'm not 100% sure. But the rest of the team is rotated over. Doesn't matter. Anas going to find the first blood. Sardog now slowly scaling down. B main gets spotted. It's not the biggest fight in the world right now. This one is. It's a big fight for Juice to win, and he at least gets his teammates trade, but he'll need a bit more than that now. Tries to grab that pistol, or that Spectre, but doesn't get the timing. So he's just gonna fall. Crisper takes down Anas, now a 2v3, and now a 2v none, or 3v none for Ohio State. They clear out the rest of LVC and continue take round number 2. LVC need to find a way to adjust here if they want to take this next round, and they do have the bonus. Just a great round from Ohio State, keeping control of Connector and giving themselves that presence allows them to hold that integral part of the map and find the kills where they needed them. Oh, a very aggressive push for Ohio State, and the lineup only going to be good for 2 from Zario. So Cheese Squirrel going to have at least 1 Vandal. Eyes gets another, and also Phantom in their hands. So now everyone has a rifle on the round. Shot from Anas, a bit off. So he'll have to back on up. Wall goes down, and that's going to give Crisper the spacing to plant. That'll go down. Now it needs to be a retake for Ohio State. Turret going to be watching over. Sardog picking up the flank.
Suppressing.
Look at this. Smoke comes in. Crisper at least gets eyes, but Cheese Squirrel gets a trade. Now 2v2, but LVC doing what they need to play this as well as they can. Now, all of a sudden, it's down to Sardog. He's got to be careful. Doesn't get the shots. The head glitch not going to go in his favor, and that'll be a defuse for Cheese Squirrel.
Where are you?
The round will go to Ohio State now 3-0. What feels like it's been very, very quick already. Bit of a misplay in that 1v2 from Sardog as well. He was very close to getting that kill. I think he probably did like 145, 148 over onto Cheese Squirrel, but doesn't quite pick up the kill, and that ends up giving them giving the round to Ohio State. And alongside of that, Crisper falling a bit early as well. Now Ohio State have a major weapon advantage. They're going to play so aggressively off of this. But Juice with the shot. That will land. He's been a big proponent of using this Marshall. We don't hop to his perspective a ton, but when we do, especially in these eco rounds, he's got that Marshall in hand, and he can do some damage with it if he gets onto a streak. For now, things will slow down. Anas going to be the one to make sure this rotation doesn't come in. And Cheese not too far behind him. No info really being gathered for Ohio State other than what really isn't being given. Because now the audio gonna come in.
You're dead.
Ultimate from John. He's gonna look to just get some control into the back of the site. Not gonna
30
spot
seconds
anything,
left.
but I believe that call may have come in for someone in heaven, and Zarya gonna pick it up. Jeez, though. Good angle here. Wall goes down. And now there's a small opening for Ohio State here.
I've got your trail.
Here come the Seekers.
Last player
Now,
standing.
John actually gets
Flawless.
2. I don't know how John managed to get 2 with that Molly, but it's going to help clutch out the round for LVC. And on their save, they managed to bring it together.
One second, peeps. I
Now
gotta visit
LVC
Astral
on the
to play
board.
some stars.
Looking to continue adding rounds. See if they
Right
can
there.
string something together. Ohio State letting LVC pick this map. They know, they likely know how good LVC is on it, but I'm sure they aren't too scared about it. Zarya just gonna fall.
down
John tries to
A.
peek and get another kill, get a trade out of it, but there are 3 players lined up there. And now there's the spike, and there's a couple Vandals in A main. John may have had a chance to back up there, but unfortunately for him, it's not really going to matter.
Here.
Now, LVC is kind of stuck here in
Placing
A
swarm
main.
grenade.
Crisper
Swarm
does have
grenade
the
out.
lockdown, but I don't see a world where they would end up losing it here. Sardog at least gets 1. Sprays through the smoke. Not going to continue to connect here. You can see Chuck just trying to stall as long as possible.
Obscuring vision.
See how much
Pulling them
they
in.
can get together. And here comes the push from LVC.
Swarm grenade
These 3
out.
now gonna just all swing at once. How many kills can they pull off? It's only gonna be 2. Not enough for the round. The fight in A main not gonna go to LVC, and another round on the board for Ohio State. LVC continuing to see if they can find something on this map. They'll at least be able to buy
Watch this.
again this time around, but after this, they're gonna be just put into another save.
Suppressed.
It's gonna be a triple detect for Eyes. He's gonna be a bit aggressive, but the shot is on. Only gets 1 before falling. Anas is here as well to see
You
if they can
should
find
run.
anything. Lockdown comes in. Now Anas just has to peek. He's not really in a great spot to put himself out of it, but this could be a huge play. The smokes are there. Look at that. Look at that lockdown. Doesn't corner. There goes Zario, but he'll only get 1. So not the worst thing in the world. John tries to play off the molly and the flash, but that double chow is
Bring
going
them
to
down.
give them that
Spike
kill.
planted.
Juice gets the spike down, but he's pretty much stuck. Actually, he gets out. The
Last
Nightfall comes
player
in. The
standing.
shots are not there for Juice. Crisper by himself, and he's going to get pinched. Cheese Squirrel once again on the defuse.
Push no button. Save the day. Easy.
And that'll be a timeout called from LVC. As you can see there, we have the coach in-house today. Going to be working with the team, see what they can do, and really, the strats haven't been terrible, but a lot of control in A main for the side of Ohio State, giving them a lot of presence on the map and forcing LVC over to that B site, which has been a tough one to take so far. But the spacing just being given by Ohio State, forcing LVC to run right into them, and so far that plan has worked out. We'll see if LVC can pick things up, and it will be loading into the next round on the weapons that they currently have, which isn't terrible. As we head back into round number 7. LVC gonna look for a split push here. They dropped the spike, left it in spawn. See what gives them the most opportunity for a full site hit. It's not looking. Actually, Sardog gonna take down Eyes. So it'll just be an Us left here. Gonna see the cross. Wait, Us getting very aggressive. Is Us gonna dash here? No. Look at LVC on the minimap. They're all crowded in mid. They're going to start going over towards, looks like the A site there.
Joke's over! You're dead!
That camera going to get a spot on John. So now the call is being made for Ohio State. They may even just look to retake it. As John, his ultimate will get taken down. Very close position. Gonna walk by him and he's gonna get taken out for it. Just barely walking right past 2 LVC players through that smoke. Now man advantage for LVC, 5-3. Crisper just trying to stay alive long enough to call in his utility. Gotta be careful though, his teammates are right there as well. It's looking like Ohio State going to be backed up into their spawn. So they're just going to allow this clock to tick on down. Ohio State going to save what they have. Chuck gets 2. Sardog may not even get out there with his life. And he does not, so 2 rifles in the hands of LVC going into this next round. They at least get their second on the board here as well. Played a lot heavier on info that time around, and it's going to work in their favor. A bit slower of a round, but LVC managed to make it work for them, and they will at least take another. Going to need a lot more than that, but certainly now maybe they're starting to see the cracks here in the Ohio State defense. Look at this play. Again, LVC just taking control of Arton, sprinting as fast as they can to get through it onto that ace site. Knack almost gets caught trying to rotate out. He's actually he's very weak. He's 1 bullet. He's got to be careful. John trying to get out. Ends up getting ran into by his teammates, so things just getting a bit chaotic here. His pinches are a pound. It's going to end in a 3v4. And look at that shot from an Us. The pinch doesn't get picked up, and he at least gets 1 for it.
Blinded.
The ultimate comes out from Cypher as well. Mario finds 1, but he's actually going to pick up the second too.
You will not kill my ally.
Perez going to get put on the juice.
I've got your trail.
Now the Seekers are in. Look at this.
Found one.
Seeker's huge. We see so much information, but Anas hitting a great shot onto Juice. He is just dodging away from that Seeker. Managed to get full way away from it. Doesn't hit the shot there, but certainly going to look to repeat. He misses again. Few swings and a miss.
One enemy
for Anas. Time almost runs out, but that spike does get planted after the kill onto Danak.
Blocking sight.
Anas playing through with the smoke up top. Now on 2v1. Trying to isolate these fights, but it's going to be a very tough one. Seeing the positions of LVC. Gonna look to drop. Spot Zarya on the back. And he's gonna fall, so Another round for LVC. Quite two in a row. Actually, yeah, 2 in a row. My math is so bad. My memory is arguably worse. And a bit of a chaotic round, but LVC managed to control it and bring it to their hand. You can see there too. I think that was a Radiant buddy for Anas, which would not surprise me. These are some high tier players, at least in terms of collegiate. I don't believe they're ranked, but I would imagine they're somewhat close to it. Look at LVC, just seeing if they can wait out this push from Ohio State. Now things are going awry. They can start hearing that turret go ablazing. They're called to push onto the site. Anas is stuck by himself, isn't given a chance to do much of anything. And now NECC by himself in the back of the site only gets 1. He at least wins his 1, but it is a 4v3. Now we see have a few weapons to work with. In fact, look at all of them in my hands. It's going to be a very close group gathering for Ohio State on this retake. They don't have a lot of time to work with, so they're just going to have to spam down the utility if they can even get that so far down. But it'll be a 1-for-1. Not enough time, though. LVC going to take the round. A few solid kills, but that will confirm it. Sardog doesn't fall on the rotation out. It'll actually be the 2 from Ohio State and Sardog, so Juice, the last player up after that spike goes off.
I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
LVC now starting to put things together, starting to get a few in a row here. Here comes the Cosmic Divider from Juice. NECC, though, the one to draw first blood.
They found my wire.
Chuck will be the one to get traded. So there'll be no more smokes. They will have the Cypher. Actually, I don't even think they have any cages left. They do not. And Crisper takes out Cheese.
Planted.
This person in position is going to be Eyes. But he will be walled off, so has to put a lot of damage into that one, and the spike is down and ticking. And look at this, Eyes getting so aggressive.
One enemy
And look at that, 2-3 from Eyes! NECC gets the 4th, and a phenomenal play and great shots from Eyes. Gonna end that streak, that small streak there from LVC. Just decides it's his time to get aggressive, and that's the play that'll work in his hand. And again, Ohio State looking to extend a lead. Only up by 2 rounds, but we still could have that 6-6 half. Things go OVC's way here, but they are on the save, looking to buy for that final round and a half. Sardog does get hit by the Prowler, but won't be a push off of that for now. We'll see Cheese Squirrel hanging out. Nectar. NECC also going to be playing off of his camera.
Taken out.
Dog comes in. John, though, doesn't have a great weapon for that job. So LVC just had to back down from Art. But they're starting to get pushed. They're starting to get trapped a little bit here. They're going to have to make a move here soon. There's only a minute left in the round.
Cage triggered.
They're not in a great spot to take any of the site or either of the sites. Although that's a good start. Danak gonna fall. Chuck gets blinded, and a good shot from Sardog. Chuck, though, finding a double. Where's LVC lining up? That's a bit scary. Although LVC still have a chance here. 2v2.
One enemy remaining.
Juice
Last
finds his
player
one,
standing.
but he's gonna need the second. It's gonna be an Os. Juice can win the fight. Only one bullet. Juice tries to peek it. He's not hitting those shots, and he gets hit through the smoke. Anas managed to pick up an AR. And the ping gonna come in, but Anas has the gunny. And that will be the half in favor of Ohio State there. Goes back and picks up the op as well.
Before the switch.
Huge one to have. Decord. We'll have a technical pause in a couple seconds here. As Ohio State looks to figure out a small technical issue there. One of their players having audio issues, so we'll see if they can get that resolved there. But LVC not in a great spot right now. 7-4 scoreline at the coming to the end of this first half. They're going to be in a tough spot, especially if they aren't able to pull off this round and at least bring it back within 2. They'll have to start snowballing a few rounds in a row if they want things to go their way. And going into Fracture, I mean, certainly you'd like to see them take their best map against this team. And still not too far out of it, but realistically, I mean, they're gonna have to start stepping things up. They are just getting outgunned right now, and their pushes haven't been bad. It's just the second they're getting onto site, they're getting outgunned and not winning the fights that they should be. So LVC need to start figuring things out on their end if they truly want to take this series or just even take this map and force that map 3 at worst onto Ascent. Although Ascent, another not so great map for LVC as well. As we will toss things over to a quick break here as we wait for Ohio State to figure out what their audio issue is. We will be back in just a little bit. Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Last round of the first half. Apologies for the slight delay there. It was only just a couple minutes, though. So now you'll see LVC already getting aggressive over towards A main. Maybe 3 players onto this A site for the side of Ohio State. Gonna keep them off site for right now. See, there's traps all over the place.
You should run.
And here goes the lockdown for LVC. Now LVC just trying to bait out the push through main, but that will not happen. Look at Anas, so patient. It's the spot on the 1.
Joke's over. You're
But
dead.
how much is he gonna see? The ultimate comes out from John Cook, and he gets the kill. A massive 1 to win. Look at how aggressive he's getting. He knows he has that extra life. He wants to see if he can find more, but for now, it'll just be the spike that gets planted. But the space has been created. What time does Zario get? Look at this from highs. Sardog, though, wisely watching it, but that Cosmic Divider comes in anyways. Sardog gets pinged up a little bit, but of all characters, he is on Sage, so best one for it. Zario finds a double. Make that a triple. He's going to get shot in the back. Eyes at least finds 2, but it's all down to him in a 1v5. And Crisper finishes him off. 7-5 half. LVC still very much into it. Now they will go onto that defensive side. Will they be able to bring things back and take a lead in map number 1? Or will we see Ohio State find a way to run away with it?
Placing sentry.
It's looking like we'll see a big B hit here for Ohio State. Crisper gonna press down that alarm button. Art, and then all of LVC gonna be towards the A side of the map. No way, Juice. Juice and Sardog. They're baiting this. They're baiting people. They're daring them to come back through to the back of the site. Crisper falls, but this could be big for Sardog. At least gets 1, but Juice doesn't get out, and he doesn't find a single kill to his name. What could have been a deadly play ends up being a blunder. And John not going to hit the shots either with that frenzy. It's all down to Zario. 1v4 makes it a 1v3. But he's got a lot of work ahead of him. If he wants to do literally anything here. Is Anas playing this jump spot? Has to be. Oh, I don't know why Anas was looking on the floor there, but it'll be the kill for Anas either way. Not really sure why he was looking at the wall, but
Just let them try to catch me.
gonna see Zario there and down low and take that kill for himself. Pissed around again, going the way of Ohio State. And it's looking like we'll see a very similar thing this time around, really for both teams, but more so for that Ohio State half. Sardog. Juice going to be holding the side a bit differently, though. And another play with that shorty. Back of the site, and Anas has something to say about it. Takes down Sardog with the judge. A bit of a taste of his own medicine, and 2 from NECC. Gonna put things to a 2v5 for LVC. Make that a 0v5 as Zario and Juice both drop at the same time.
Hesitation is for amateurs. Let's go.
And now a 4-round lead for Ohio State, the biggest of the game. Starting to pull away a little bit with this one. It's not quite at the point of no return, but slowly starting to creep towards it. If LVC don't find something here soon.
That'll work.
Look at this. Ohio State, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They fly over towards B main, but now look at this. Big rotation. How clean will it be? You know, it'll be on Crisper and Zario for now. As Ohio State slowly creeps up in A main. Zario gonna have some work here to do. Gets 2.
Spike down A.
Looks for the 3rd, but wisely backs on down. And John with the next couple of fights. Shots are shaky. Does a lot of damage, but doesn't quite find the kill on either of them. And Zario's shots are off too. Now it's getting a bit scary. Spike is going down.
Spike planted.
And now if we see it pushing all the way from the back of their spawn. Gonna throw smokes and get whatever util they can down. All of the players from Ohio State are weak, but it's not really going to mean much, especially if you're just spraying through a smoke. That turret, though, could be deadly. As now, all the util trying to get baited out by LVC. They're just going to have to wall this off and see if they can get that defuse. And no, the wall is still up. But can LVC get that defuse? I don't think they do. No, they do not. Going to be a clutch for Ohio State again. That's their 10th on the board. And now in a great spot to work on closing this thing out. You can see there as well.
Should I play some stars in this
Duelist and John
reality?
Cook, 4 and 13. Not something you want to see from your player that should be top fragging. That is in the role to do so.
I am with you. We are strong. Right
But
there.
Ohio State just giving LVC everything they have, and LVC not able to provide many answers for the questions they are giving.
Concealment. Concealment.
With this, Juice already backing up as fast as he can. He's gonna get up top. Throws down 2 smokes and backs away. Danak gonna be pushed up all the way into Art. Starting to try and get control early on here and see if he can get his team in a better position to get to that A site if they want to rotate. Sardog stuck with a sheriff here. There's an As. Going to be in a position to get one. He does. He's going to see that gun get picked up. Knows there's a second on the way. He's not going to win the fight. We will tune back in over there in just a little bit. That's not where the pressure is. Now all the utility getting slammed onto Zario's head.
30 seconds left.
He's certainly going to know something's up. But is it too little too late? It's certainly looking that way, as he just has nowhere to go. He is surrounded on all sides. Spike will go down.
Enemy punished.
Spike planted.
Juice and Sardog need to win this 2v4. Juice at least picks up the first,
Gun
but
here.
going to be a few more.
Right there.
First piece of util on the Spike going to get used, but
Last player standing.
now it's going to be all down to Juice, and he's going to have a bit too much in front of him. LVC just getting outplayed in every sense of the word, and we'll see the timeout again being called by LVC there. LVC giving up a lot of the map over there to Ohio State. We're seeing a lot of control being put into their hands, and trying to force Ohio State to win the gunfights as they come to them, and it's exactly what's going to happen as a NOS DCs from the lobby. So should be able to reconnect, though, before this timeout ends. There's still 30 seconds left, and you can see there on the camera, LVC looking to talk about this one, see what they can do, see if they can figure something out. But they are in a 6-round deficit. Not something that's easy to come back from, especially when you can only give one more round up in that time span. They're going to need a huge effort here if they want to take this into overtime. And we are going to have another technical pause here as Anas looks to come back into the lobby. We will hopefully not have to take too terribly long for that one, as he DC'd like halfway through that timeout, so realistically should be able to get back into this one relatively quickly. But for now, I mean, LVC just not in a great spot. And according to Cheese Squirrel, Anas is playing on a Chromebook, which is believable at this rate. But we will hopefully get him back into the lobby in just a little bit. And looking deeper into the stats here, I mean, as I had said, John struggling right now, 4 and 14. Not a great game from him, and outside of that, Crisper 8 and 13 as well. Only 1 assist to his name, especially as your Sentinel. Something you want to see a bit more of is those assists, both from the Initias and the Sentinels, but there'll be a lot of that coming in right now. And looking at the other side of things, Eyes 10, 11, and 15. He's dropping a triple-double right now. 15 assists to his name. Doing everything he can to get himself involved, and it's certainly been working to his and his team's favor. So they hold that 6-round lead, and the past 4 rounds in a row have gone to that Ohio State side.
Here.
And us still hasn't reconnected, so I'm not too sure what's going on over there, but hopefully Anas can reconnect soon. It's a bit it's kind of crazy to me too. Like, I'm surprised it's been taking this long for him to load back in, but I believe we should we'll just toss things over to a quick break, and we will be right back. Once again, another technical pause, I know, but we'll be right back with the rest of what hopefully will be the rest of this map. But we will see you on the other side when we get Anas to get back into the lobby. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so we are just getting back into it. It is currently a 4v5 for LVC here, as the problem that happens with this player's game, from what we've been told, Anas, his game his PC or something, like his game bugs and he has to reinstall it. And since the rest of the time that they had, that Ohio State had for tech pauses, unfortunately ended, they have to play 4v5. But I mean, as you can see right now, they bullied their way onto site. So clearly, not much has been lost for the side of Ohio State. We will get back into it now. As you can see, the ultimates coming out, the Seekers, and John Cook, basically a Seeker of his own, finds a double. The run it back, doing a lot of damage. Zario finds another. It's all down to eyes. Stuck in a main, throws the flash through the divider, but the shots are unclean. That defuse will come in.
Start that shit here, mate.
And, oh no, I don't like that message, but certainly has not abandoned the match. He just is installing the game again. That's just how it's, I don't know what happened there, but that's apparently how it works. So 6-11 in favor of Ohio State right now. All right, we're going to see LVC getting aggressive over towards A main. Going to be a 4-hit for the side of Ohio State into mid. They're going to look to stick together as much as they can. Playing the trade is what's going to be huge, and still needing to beat that one life advantage that LVC is currently playing with. John may look to flash and try and make a play here. Crisper tucked close by with the Spectre. It's going to be a bit of a tough gunfight for Crisper at least, but he will decide to back down. Zario and John are here though with each other. Checks their A main. Checks are being made all about. So for now, things slowing down. As LVC just giving the space to Ohio State, not wanting to give away any lives early. They don't need to.
30 seconds left.
And now here comes the execute from the side of Ohio State. What do they have in them? Is that spike starting to go down? Will get planted. Zario gonna fall there to Cheese.
You are divided.
Now the Cosmic Divider from Ohio State comes through. I think John gets an audio cue or something, or spots that Astra in the corner, but Cheese doing exactly what he needs. It's now a 1v2 for John here. The shots are a bit off, but at least has that. Now he needs to win this 1v1 with the NECC, but he's gonna get shot in the back. The round will go to Ohio State. They are now on match point.
Remember, stay out of the
Map
fight.
number 1.
Super high level tactic. Remember that, yeah?
And there is an Os. Finally coming back into the lobby. Managed to get the game reinstalled on his console. Or, sorry, not console, his system. This game is definitely not on console. There's LVC now in a very tough spot. Did Nos buy? Nos did get enough to buy. Did get in quick enough to buy, so I don't know why my numbers are working, but Sardog gonna end up falling there in that gunfight. Sardog gets pinged by the Cypher trap, or tripwire. So now it's gonna need to be a retake. Juice at least finds one. Juice gonna need to play this perfectly though if he wants to stay alive and keep his team on this site, and that's not gonna happen. Flash gets a few, but it's not gonna matter. The fights are not going LVC's way. Zario at least finds one on the pinch, but he's gonna need to find another, and he does. Chris Zario combined for 2, and that will be the round. LVC still have a lot of work to do, though.
Jeez, mate.
They need to win the next 5.
My ult's ready. Don't even start the hawk out.
If they want to take
Taking sentry.
this map. Actually, if they want to send it to OT, they would have to take it from there. As now we're in round number 20.
Let's see now.
Ohio State looking to get that map controlled. They've been able to find all all maps so far. As you can see, 2 over towards B main. The next 3 over towards mid. As you can see on the right side of that mini map, John and Zario getting very aggressive here. Although that push should be coming in soon.
Right there.
Over towards B. Juice takes out that knife, but it'll be Sardog finding 2. Big play from Sardog. Only gets 2 though. He will fall. Juice just needs to stay alive. The Seekers come out again from Zario. Juice can play off the intel he gets here. As that spike being halted over towards B main. It'll be Squirrel by himself in connector. That spike's starting to go down, but the lockdown
Spike
from
planted.
Crisper going to look to deny these players much of the space that they want. Juice almost doesn't finish the kill, but he will. And now it's down to Chuck and Eyes to clutch this round out. Zario just looking to defuse. Look at him just waving his mouse around. As Crisper picks up the last 2, the defuse comes in.
Turret out.
LVC
No challenges.
in a good spot. They need to keep winning. Not out of the woods yet. So they need to win the next 4 now. Still a big task if you are LVC, but this is the map to do it. They are a great
Heading to
Pearl
the
team.
above.
Certainly, you would expect
out of my
nothing less
way.
of this squad. As the knives get popped from Anas, he can bring himself back into it.
Taking that back.
Crisper decides to back on it. We're also going to see John and Zario here over in A main. They got to be careful here. They don't want to separate themselves too far apart from each other. And now Zario gets the information from that dog. Denak just getting pushed out by John. The shots are just a bit shaky. He has the weapon for the job though. As Crisper getting so much damage done, getting flashed, and everything tossed his direction. Finally ends up falling on the site.
One enemy remaining.
But the duo, Zario and John Cook, managed to take down the last few.
We know what we're doing. Trust each other and we'll be fine.
And LVC now getting into a bit of a groove, but they're going to have to keep rolling. You can see it slowly. That little line at the end of the second half there that leads to OT getting a bit closer.
Hawk out.
Now we're going to see a full B hit if you are Ohio State. And this could be a good one.
Right there. You are
Sardog has the
divided.
resurrection. He's got to be careful. Cosmic Divider coming in. That's not Juice's. He doesn't have his yet, so information is there. And now the plant going down.
Spike
Juice managed to
planted.
avoid the nade, and he's going to take down Eyes as soon as he pops his ultimate. but he can get rezzed, and he's in a good spot for it. And that will come in.
Becoming
Nas
determination.
will grab it. And now here comes John. He's always been able to do with his ultimate. Can he do the same? No, he gets capped by a Nas who's double flashed. Eyes pushes out, gets a kill. Now John has to use his actual life, and he finds a kill with Zario, but it's still 2 players watching over this site. Can get the kill onto the diffuser, and it finally comes in, and those will come in from Chuck. Finds 3 in the round, and
The enemy was
finds the end of map number 1. A bit of a weird one, but ultimately it will end the way of Ohio State. Now we will head on into Fracture. You can see there, Zario 24 and 16, but not quite enough. John also turning up at the end there. Again, not quite enough. A bit too little, a bit too late. That'll be the story of map number 1 there for LVC. Never could truly get themselves a lead or get themselves ahead. And now things will go on over to Fracture, as LVC will be starting on the defensive side. I'm not sure if they'll take a break, because normally the team takes breaks in between each map, but I don't know if they'll do that this time around, considering how long they did wait in the middle of that map. They may look to just get things going right away. So we'll keep you guys right here and just wait it on out for a couple minutes there and see what's going on. LVC starting out on the defensive side in map number 2 on Fracture. Slowly just waiting for the players to join up on each side. Crisper's still on the wrong team, so we may take at least a couple minutes to get things settled here and then get into it afterwards. So we will throw you guys over to a break. Apologies for all the waiting this time around. This has been an interesting series, but we will hopefully get things going and hopefully keep things rolling when we get into it in map number 2. We will be right back with Fracture. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are here back into it already for map number 2 on Fracture. LVC not quite able to do enough at the end of that first map, where they ended up falling 13-9, I believe the score was. So we will see if they are able to bounce back on Fracture, but they'll have to force Ascent if they want to have a chance in this series, and that'll be a bit of a tough one to do. But Fracture, certainly not a terrible map for LVC. Not ideal, but not terrible. And you can see already, 4 out of 5 locked in for the side of Ohio State. I'm going to see a Brimstone from Chuck, as you'll see Juice also locking in the Brimstone. The best smokes operator, agent, whatever you like to call it for this map. And then you'll see a Nas on the Rays. You'll typically see a Rays or a Neon. Some teams like Neon, but I know at least LVC and it looks like Ohio State like the Rays. Eyes will be playing on the Breach, and we will see a KO from Cheese Squirrel. Danak still
Choose your
deciding what he wants to
agent.
do. Zario again on the Chamber. We've seen him have huge games on this map on Chamber as of late. One of the very few teams still trying to play this Chamber, see if he can have utility, and Zario has managed to find it so far on Fracture. As we head back to the lobby, I believe Danak just didn't pick, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. But we will have to wait and see what's going on there. I would assume Danak was not at PC when they thought he would be there. That is a bit unfortunate. But we will see what's going on here in just a second as Ohio State, that would be my best guess. He's just not there right now. But we are trying to get back into it again. We'll see what happens this time around. I would assume it would be the same picks. I don't see why it would be anything different. Does Danak go for a pick? He does. So we have everyone this time around. Danak on the Cypher. That will be the final piece of the puzzle for Ohio State. As now, Zario, the last player, needs to lock in, and I would not be surprised if he takes that Chamber, and he does. Does LVC have what it takes to force ascent, or will we see Ohio State take this series in another 2-0? LVC drop to 3-5 in the Champions Mideast division. LVC starting off on the defense here. Over on Fracture. We'll see them. We'll see Sardog along with John over here at the Dish side of the map. This is a push they love to do. They will take this first flash and just rush on out through Dish. Usually gets them at least a kill or so. And we'll see Zario look to find something with the Headhunter. Needs to stay within range of that trademark, but look at that. John and Juice finding a couple. Zario finds another. And now all of a sudden it's down to Danak and Eyes. They're at least going to be near each other. In fact, right next to each other. But not going to have a lot to work with. Let's look at this from Zario. He very well may be able to pick one off, but he'll back down, plays the spike. Trying to jump spot these players, gets the head of Danak. So now just needs to play the push. The shot on. Second shot will not connect, but spots both players.
One
that
enemy
nade comes in.
remaining.
CRISPR's going to be the one to get the shot, and Zario finally takes down Danak. Flawless. Start things off on map number 2. Great start for LVC there, and really comes off the back of that push over through Dish. LVC recognizing there's no pressure there.
This should do.
Guessing that Arcade will be the next place of attack,
I will
or the next
find you.
point of attack.
This goes here.
Look at that spot from Danak, by the way. Curious to see how that works out for him. Juice gonna have a lot of pressure in his face here in just a second. And look at this. LVC getting aggressive on the other side of the map. And Juice picks off Eyes, so that's already a 3v5 early in favor of LVC.
Spike planted.
Although there's 3 smokes gonna do wonders. Getting that spike down, and there goes Chuck. Walks through the smokes, and it's not gonna find much of anything. And it'll be Cheese Squirrel, who's all rounded up by himself, stuck in a horrible position. As LVC taking the second round there, now up 2-0. Looking much, much better.
Right here.
Now we'll see it. We see it look to change up their defenses a little bit, and this may just work out for them in a bit of a blind counter. But the flashes and such will come through to no avail for both sides. Zario going to be stuck in tower. What will he be able to do? He's going to get he's going to get hit by that knife, so he can't teleport out. He's got to be careful. Now he's getting util dumped. He just has to back away. See how long he can play his life.
Spike planted.
That spike goes down. See, not expecting Janak to be in that position. He'll get two.
One
Chuck
enemy
finds
remaining.
another. It's all down to Zario. All of B main just getting wiped, and an ass. Waiting for Zario to push through tower there. Bonus to Ohio State.
A gift.
And they look to get themselves into it here. We'll see what LVC decides to go back to, and it looks like we'll see that dish push once again for
Careful there.
John and
Careful there.
Sardog. We saw how well it worked for them last time. Will we see a similar result here? Eyes just barely gets out of that presence, or that knife detection. And Zario gonna fall there. John at least gets a trade onto an ass. Crisper gets detected here himself, so he'll have to be careful, but he's tucked away on site. Cody not gonna be enough to hit him, and he's gonna be sneakily hidden away. At least gets one and managed to get out with his life. Spike could go down here though. There is the room for it. John just has to figure out where he wants to put this nade.
Spike planted.
Does a fair bit of damage. Doesn't quite get the kill with it, and now Eyes on the pinch behind Sardog. And these players of LVC are a bit confused on where to look. Now Molly coming in from Crisper. Managed to pick up Chuck, and Eyes gonna fall too. John gonna pick up that final kill of the round as he goes up through tower. LVC looking much better in this map, and we saw at the end of map number 1 they started to bring things together, so
You're practically dancing.
continuing to do that here.
Go, lindo.
We're gonna see another similar push from, actually no, we will not. Looks like we're gonna see an A main hit
That goes there.
for Ohio State. Nade comes out, and that stun
Wrong, buddy.
won't do enough to give John some damage on that nade. Just gonna be the one just slowly peeking the site. Not gonna get anything just yet. Now yes, back on down. It's gonna be a 3v2 over in main, and we'll see Zario by himself on B. Zario gets a spot onto Cheese. But now he's getting util dumped. He's got to be careful, and that ultimate gets put into his position. Gets out with 20 HP. I don't know how he's done it, but still at least alive. I don't know for how long, but he does in fact have his life to his name. For how long? He at least gets his one. And that's huge. And now the counter ultimate from Juice.
30 seconds
Gonna
left.
give LVC some space and get that spike
One suppressed.
away from planting.
Is that
And what a shot from Zario. Crisper does get downed after the ultimate comes out, but spike is still not getting planted. Nas at least trades onto John. Juice falls as well, so now
10 seconds left.
it'll just be Sardog and Zario to clutch.
One enemy remaining.
Sardog
Last
wins his
player
one,
standing.
but now it's a 1v1 with Zario. Nas going to be very weak as well.
teleport's ready?
Patiently. Before it gets the headshot on to Nas. The patience pays off. A great play from Zario. I don't know how the hell he stayed alive there, but he did exactly what he needed and even a bit more. The man himself, the captain of LVC, getting the job done. 4-1 scoreline for LVC. Looking much better this time around. Starting to understand what they need to get done, and their team play on this map has looked much cleaner than what we saw on Pearl. Just a bit uncharacteristic. They're not a bad Fracture team by any means, but typically we're seeing these types of plays be made over on Pearl, other than this map here. Usually it's the start of the rounds really giving them an edge, but now look at this. That aggression getting punished a little bit. And look at that, John at least gets 2! Somehow he's managed to find that second kill in a world where he really shouldn't have, despite the weapon difference. Now a 2v4 for Ohio State. Both stuck with Sheriffs.
Satchel out.
Well, he's going to spot John, but now Ohio State player's getting backed up and getting naded too. John's a bit weak though. He's getting hit through that smoke. He's got to be careful with his life. Another smoke coming in, but it's not going to matter. John gets 4 on the round. Now we see it continuing to roll on the defensive half. I believe that was a safe round for Ohio State, so at least LVC, or at least Ohio State will be able to buy here. Sardog also going to have his ultimate in hand.
This goes here.
Going to have the Tour de Force and the Rocket 2 pair
Oh, this is
from
a
John
nice
and
spot.
Zario. We're going to see that Tour de Force come out in this round, actually, from Zario. Can he have an effect on the round with it? Or will they just not go his way at all? That's the real question. Camera. Trying to get some info. The position of John. Possibly on Sardog, but I don't believe so. And here comes the ultimate from Anas. Just waiting for someone to peek up top tower. Smoke goes down, but it's not going to be enough. John may decide to use his here in just a second. Has the satchels and may have the look he wants.
There.
Here comes the nade, and John gonna start looking to toss the ultimate, and there he goes. He may get shot in the back though. He's in a bad spot. He doesn't get a kill with it either, but it doesn't matter. Everyone else on LVC getting kills. Zario finds 1, Juice finds 3, and the other goes to Sardog. The collapse onto the site is pixel perfect. And there's just not much you could do there if you are Ohio State, and there's the timeout. As expected. Much cleaner look if you are LVC. Ohio State just not having much of anything to go off of in this map. LVC just have an answer for everything, and this is a map that they've started playing a bit more. They played it a bit last semester, but obviously with the way that Sardog played his chamber. It didn't really matter what map you played on, but now Zario switching things up and really making his presence known. But he's not even the star of this map. It's been John Cook. Had a rough one last map and is starting to bring it back here. He's 9-4. Along with that, Juice 8-2. Zario 7-2 himself. 9 assists from Crisper. Things you like to see if you are Lebanon Valley. Now coming to the end of this timeout. We'll see if LVC can keep that streak going on. They've won the past 4 in a row, looking for their 5th.
Together.
Looking like we'll see a very aggressive play over towards B main for Zario and Crisper. That flash combo will come out and won't find anything. NECC at least going to get 1, but he's trying to get away on the zip line. He just barely manages to. Look at this. It's a bit of a switcheroo from the side of Ohio State.
Spike planted.
That spike goes down.
I have to.
A good spot for Ohio State to take a second round in this this map. Here comes the ultimate. 2 of them get called in, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Leaves Juice by himself in the Thrifty for Ohio State. A great execution onto that B site. Great plan and even better execution. Ohio State finally getting back into it and end that win streak. LVC, though, still having the money to buy. Going to continue with that setup that they know has been working for them. Push through Dish and push through Arcade. Though pressure will be on from the other side of the map.
Right here.
Juice going to start spraying through the door. Not going to get anything just a couple seconds early. Off the back off site. Here comes Ohio State. They're making their way onto the site. Nade comes through. Can do a bit of damage to John, but able to maintain most of his health. But the shots through the smoke are going to do a bit more. He's in a good spot. He's actually going to fall. Juice going to win the fight with Squirrel. Now Juice looking for the ultimate. It's not going to end up getting a kill because they'll end up killing that player down low before he even gets a chance. And now it's all down to Anas. Getting one-on-ones, and Crisper going to fall. 1v3 for Anas and 1v1v1. Every fight being given to him. Ohio State again has life. Huge win for Ohio State. Starting to batter the economy of LVC. Making things a bit more respectable. They still have 3 more rounds in this first half to try and put things at a draw. And Zario not going to get a chance to teleport away. Now Crisper left alone on this B site. And all he's got to his name is a Bulldog. A bit of utility. Backs on out. Now he's pretty much just stuck trying to spray through a smoke where he takes a bit of damage.
Spike planted.
He's going to take out Crisper. Juice at least replied with a trade. He managed to find another. These players of LVC are suppressed, but they still somehow are managing to find some kills. But it's, again, Anas coming in huge. Juice finds 3, but that won't be enough.
They're usually distracted once I reveal them. Make sure you take advantage.
First half, slowly coming towards its conclusion.
That goes there. This goes here. Ah, this is a nice spot.
LVC trying to get something on the board here. Starting to play a bit faster as Crisper does a fantastic job of watching over John there. Does not let him die. The kill comes in from Sardog, but he's only going to find one. So he'll be traded out.
There.
4v3. Ohio State looking to rotate. Slowly, they're going to make their way onto the B site. Smoke's coming in. Zario will be the one that's here. Can he at least get something or wait for his team for long enough? He cannot hold out.
Molly.
Juice trying to bounce the molly into the back
Spike
corner,
planted.
but it's just a tiny bit off. So now control is in the hands of Ohio State. Squirrel gets a great kill, but these players of Ohio State are weak. It's all down to Nas, but the man you won this situation doesn't get the second. Gets a bit scary for a second. They do line up, but doesn't matter. The round will go to LVC. Still holding on to their lead.
Last round in the half.
Now the last round of the first half. It'll be in LVC's favor, but by how much? So far, LVC started off this half very hot, but things have definitely cooled down as the guns have started warming up for the side of Ohio State.
Shutting them down.
Sardog gonna at least find one, but Anas and Squirrel find two. Anas pops the ultimate and gets aggressive onto that dish side. Juice getting naded out of the top tower. So it'll be a 3v4 retake for LVC. Spike going to go down.
Spike planted.
Tripwire gets hit by Zario. So location of his location will be known. Tries to just fly through and get a couple, only finds one. And it's down to Crisper and Juice.
Open up the sky.
Ultimate comes out from Juice, forces Chuck to come out, but it's 2v1 and he doesn't have a lot of time to work with. Getting hit through that smoke. He's just gonna stick it and he'll fall. 5-7 half. LVC holding the lead, but
Switching
certainly
sides.
would have liked to see a bit more, especially considering that start of how it started. Now LVC will look to attack here. See, they're a bit of a streaky first half. First two go to LVC. Then they managed to put 4 straight after dropping round 3. And Ohio State responds with 3-1-1 of their own. This from LVC. They're going to stack an arcade. They're going to see if they can just get onto this B site as quick as possible. NECC on the Cypher has a camera to work with. So seeing that util get used, the camera going to get taken out. So certainly Ohio State know what's going on. Or at least part of it, maybe not the full extent, but certainly something. And that will be first blood for NECC. Shots through the smoke. That gets hit by that nade though, so he has to back down. Anas Takes out Zario on the pinch.
Last player
And
standing.
now Eyes somehow finds a double there. It's all down to Juice, 1v5. This would be immaculate. The freshman was able to win it, but he won't get a singular kill. Ohio State starting to pull themselves back into it.
Flawless.
And now Ohio State 1 round away from tying this game up once again. What was looking like LVC might start pulling away with things. Ohio State bring it back just as quickly. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Ohio State proving that right now. Still a bit of time left, but they're gonna be a huge detect for Squirrel. And look at this, Anas taking the fight, but he's not gonna win it. John is at like half a health point. He's gonna fall. Trades are in, so now it'll be a 3v3. LVC looking to take the site, but
Last
Juice can't
player
hop fast
standing.
enough.
Spike down.
And it'll
A.
be all down to Zario. Has the headhunter, but only 2 bullets in it. We'll also get a Spectre here. Can hear Chuck hopping around up top. He's not going to win that fight. Bit of a slow engagement, but in the end, it'll be it. Danak taking it. And now LVC, the lead that they once had, has crumbled to dust. 7-7.
Yes.
Ohio State looking to demolish LVC from here on out.
This goes here.
They've won 3 straight. LVC are at least on a bye, so they could get one back here.
Yes, this should do. Oh, this is a nice spot.
Nas playing close. Has the judge in hand. Is he going to get the kill? He does. He takes out John, but it'll be a trade. 1 for 1. It's a good spot from Anas. But LVC going to be the ones on site. Flash comes in. Backs off Juice from that position. Trades again coming in. Zario in a good spot. Finds one and teleports out. On 2v3. And LVC have the weapons to hold on to. Danak and Eyes, though, have a clutch already. Can they get another one? They are running insanely low on time, but somehow Juice is going to fall there. The wall bangs are not quite on target for Crisper. Now Zario just wasting as much time as possible.
Last player standing.
It's all down to Eyes. Doesn't have the time to defuse, just wasting time, seeing if he can get these players to fall
Last
to
player
that spike,
standing.
and he does. But it will be the round to LVC. Every player on the map gonna need to rebuy weapons. And that will go in favor of Ohio State. LVC gonna look to save here.
Suppressing.
LVC attacking through a main, trying to see if they can get into the site fast enough, but Anas has definitely snuffed it out at this point. Throws down the nade just to make sure. He's gonna be the one with the first blood. Takes out Crisper. And they managed to back on away. Juice gets a trade there onto Eyes. So LVC gonna continue the attack on this site, but the NECC is here. Finds one, Chuck gets another from up top. The pinch going to be the bane of LVC in this one.
Last player standing.
Every single angle is covered from Ohio State, keeping themselves in it.
These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense.
Now Ohio State in prime position to take this lead and start working to complete the small comeback on this map and put LVC to bed. They'll need a few more rounds if they want to call this series theirs. And LVC have something to say about it. They've been getting a lot of first bloods, but they haven't been able to convert a lot of these man advantages.
That's a good start.
That's really been a huge thing that's been killing them in this map so far. Juice looks to get the spike down, and looks like he may be able to soon. No, he will not. That ultimate comes in. Orbital strike. And it's going to take out John. I think that last ping is what really gets him there. Trades are coming through, but who will come out on top? It's now 3v3. Anas going to be very weak. Has about a couple health points left to his name. 9 of those, in fact. Cheese gets a pinch on Desario. Again, the pinch is going to be killing this LVC team.
30 seconds left. Spike
Now
down.
with
B.
just 30 seconds, Sardog has the spike in hand, but he's got 2 players in front of him on either side. Does not really have a lot of time left. Just gonna have to try and plant here. See if he can get it down, but he'll have to win 2 fights immediately after. Satchel hits, and that will be the timer. Round gonna go to Ohio State, and Sardog won't be able to save the rifle. The first lead of map number 2 for Ohio State. Things now looking a bit scarier for LVC here. Now all the way into round number 18. LVC stuck to save. Another A main hit for LVC. Will they be able to bring it to Ohio State, though? Look at this angle from Anas. Almost has the chance there, but managed to stay alive. Doesn't quite find anyone yet, but he likely will be able to get into a gunfight or even get the shots through that smoke. And he will. It's going to be Zario that gets taken down.
Satchel out.
Sardog stuck in this corner. And that'll be Eyes taking down Juice again through the smoke. There's nothing LVC can do here. Just trying to get something, get away from this smoke, but there's just no chance. Anas just unloading as much as he can.
Last player standing.
He'll find his 3rd. Maybe even his 4th, unless Vice takes it. But it'll be the 4th for Anas. Now 10. Just 3 more for Ohio State, and they will have this series. Certainly not a good situation for LVC, especially after starting with as big of a lead as they had. Still a bit of time left, but they're going to start running out of it here soon. They need to get something on the board. Mario is getting stunned out, but at least gets one. He's got to be careful. He's got to get away. Won't be able to get away on the zip line in time. He does. Also has the spike in hand. Oh, we see looking to get some pressure over towards B. You can see Juice gets a kill over there already. And now control on this site in LVC's hands. Look at Anas. He has the ultimate. Staring the wrong way, though. And he'll pay for it. LVC in a great spot to take this round back. Keep it within one. Time ticking down. We may just see Ohio State look to play the exit here. That's exactly what the NECC decides to
Last
do.
player standing.
Cheese not going to win that fight with Zario or Juice. And now he's all by his lonesome. Gets spotted by Crisper. Gets stunned out as well. Zario going to chase this kill.
Flawless.
Juice going to be the one to pick it up. A flawless round for LVC. Exactly what they needed there. And no one falling to the spiked explosion. So they'll keep everything they had in that at the end of that last round.
This goes here. That goes there.
They do have a tough road ahead of them if they want to take this
This
map, though.
This goes here. But that goes there. My camera is destroyed.
This play from Eyes. He's going to open this door. But John just going to pull out the ultimate. Doesn't want to risk a single bit of it. Takes him down. Eyes not given the chance.
Got the spike.
Juice grabs Spike. And they'll turn away from that B main play. Cheese, though, gets a trade on Zario. So now it's a 4v4. OEC trying to be wary of this retake, but the NECC is just waiting for it. His shots, though, are very far off. So to be LVC in the man advantage, can they convert? This has been something they've been struggling with a lot. There goes one.
Spike down.
But LVC can play. LVC can play trades here. They don't need to find
Spike
a
planted.
3-piece or 2-piece in this case. They don't need the kills desperately, especially now with that spike down. Nade comes in, but it's going to do nothing. Both of these players do have ultimates, but flank is coming in from John. John is now here. As Sardog going to clean up the last player. Now a 10-10 scoreline. LVC still keeping things close, 10-10. Looking to at least get their chance to take the series on ascent. You still have a few more rounds left to pull off, though, if they want that to happen.
You want to play? Let's play.
Tour de force from Zario. Gonna look to watch the pinch on B main. So got him last time around, but looks like for now, all clear. NECC again holding this camera. Doesn't need to do much else. He'll be the first one to make contact in just a little bit. As you can see, LVC starting to push on to the site. Here comes the ultimate. It doesn't hit Danak.
Cage trigger.
And look at this spot from Danak. Gets 2. Huge play from Danak. Just made this a winnable round. There goes Zario. It's all come crumbling down.
Last player standing.
Somehow, some way, Danak has done it for Ohio State. By some miracle, he manages to escape that concussion. And the round will go to Ohio State. Still managing to keep themselves ahead. It's what they've been doing all series long, and they're showing why they deserve to be in that second place spot here.
Smoke's down.
Quarter Force also not going to do a single thing for Zario in this round. Maybe the only chance he has left too. Zario hiding in the smoke, gets hit by a bullet. Still managing to keep himself alive. At least get some damage and gets away. But he's going to get chased. Juice at least gets the player off site though. Now Zario just needs to stay alive. He'll do just that. Spike will go down on A. Just needs to hold for LVC. Starts with Zario, just keeping himself up. Not over-engaging where he doesn't need to. All of LVC going to be stacked in A main. John's going to fall there. So now the opening is going to come in for Ohio State. Chuck getting through. Ice finds 3 kills on the pinch, and that'll be Crisper off as well. Somehow, again, Ohio State ripping through the setup of LVC.
Sorry to spoil the party.
And just 1 round away from closing this out. Series point for Ohio State. Not giving LVC a singular bit of breathing room. LVC are down to their last dollar. Do or die now every single round. Luckily, they only need to win 2. They want to see that overtime. Zario gonna get some, maybe gets sight on Cheese Squirrel. I'm not 100% sure, but he does. He gets that info and teleports out. If not, he teleports out either way. Spike in the spawn. Asanas gets caught jumping around. The noise cue, or the audio cue, gonna be crucial for LVC there.
There.
John spots another, but is he going to be able to find the kills? He at least gets a second kill before falling. And now it's a 3v2. Chuck though, holding the right angle, and he is. So talking Crisper up against Cheese Squirrel and Chuck. And look at this. Chuck has the ultimate. He's going to pop that orbital strike. Keeps him off that site for just a couple more seconds. And look at this from Cheese Squirrel now. 1v1. Sardog gets out with 1 HP. Sorry, 2 HP. But there's only 20 seconds left. And he's going to need to hit a headshot.
10 seconds left.
Just 10 seconds. He's just got to chase a kill. There's not much he can do. 2 HP. And a very faint dream. Just gets it down. Flash comes in, but it's going to whiff. Well, it doesn't whiff. He actually just looks away from it. But Chuck going to get the defuse and take the series for Ohio State as they move to 6-1 on the season.
Not the boom you hoped
They have
for.
been having a phenomenal one so far, and
Feeling
you
proud.
can see why in that one. managed to come back and take that from the side of LVC, not giving them a chance in that one. Juice 22 and 16, but again, not quite enough. Scattered player cards there, but a much closer map. One will not be enough. And that series will go to Ohio State. Unfortunately, LVC not able to pull off the win there. So I don't know if I showed the screen, the board there, but you can see it once again if you did already. A tough one for LVC, and they will move to 3 and 5. They need to win at least one more just to guarantee themselves that slot in playoffs, but it'll be a tough journey there. That will do things out for us tonight. We will see you guys back here tomorrow. We have LVC Rainbow Six taking on Defiance College. Actually, we may not have that on stream, as LVC Halo will also be taking on FIU at 9 p.m. So we will see you guys. We may see you guys back here tomorrow night, but if not, then we will tweet out the stream links. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at LVC_esports on both of those platforms. Follow us here as well to see when we get the next set of matches on up. That'll do it for us tonight. We'll see you guys back here either tomorrow or Friday. That will be it. Have a good night, everybody.